Вот как сказала. Да, я должна была родиться женщиной, родилась мужчиной.
Ты мог принять это?
Не, у меня тогда была психологическая травма.
What is going on, people? We are back again with another Moving Mad video, and this one right here is all about Nikki and Igor, aka Justin. Now, this video itself in particular may trigger some people, so if it does, well then all I can say is continue watching at your own risk, and that's just the bottom line, because everything that I'm going to say, I 100% stand by without a shadow of a doubt. But as you saw right there, last week we found out that Nikki told Justin in an argument that she was born a man. And the whole time that they were together and they were being intimate, he had no idea. He thought that he was with someone that was biologically a female. Now, because of that, they broke up and they didn't see each other for 15 years. Now, within that time, I said that I cannot imagine how much that could have traumatized this man, because he was living a lie. And lying is never a good thing. And as you saw right there in the very beginning clip, he already speaks about how he was traumatized. He was psychologically traumatized. And do you know what I like about this guy? I like the fact that he does give somewhat of a detail of exactly what he went through and how he came to this position where he decided to give Nikki a second chance, which I think she does not deserve to the slightest, because what she has done to this man, in my opinion, is utterly disgusting, utterly disturbing, and utterly unfair. And unfair is just me being kind. So let's get into it, because goddamn, it's about to get intense.
I found out Nikki's trans. For me, it was the big question. Like, I'm a normal guy or not?
Now let's talk about this. Am I a normal guy or not? You see what's happened here. This is what Nikki's done to this guy. Poor Igor. And I feel sorry for him so freaking much. You know, and you're going to understand more why I feel sorry for him as we continue throughout this video, but there's other clips that I've got to show you guys. But right now, let's talk about this one here where he's questioning himself, he's questioning about whether he's a normal guy or not. What does that mean? Imagine waking up and looking yourself in the mirror and saying to yourself, am I a normal guy or not? Why would I be asking myself that question? What does that mean? Why have I put myself, how have I got to this position where I'm now questioning whether I'm a normal guy or not? Now, here's the thing. This is a man that 100% is straight and a man that is 100% attracted to women, okay? And he thought that he was with a woman that blew his mind sexually and probably blew his mind mentally as well. So he generally felt like, wow, this connection is just so real. I don't want to lose this. I love this. I want this. I want this so bad, and I want this woman to be my woman. I want her to be the one that's going to have my children if we decide to have children. Okay? But then for him to find out that the whole time he had fallen in love with somebody that was trans, that made him feel like, wait, hold on a minute. I'm confused now. And the reason why I believe he was confused is because he was probably concerned about why he didn't see the signs of the fact that Nikki may have been biologically a man. But that is not his fault. A lot of people nowadays who are transitioning get work that is phenomenal. You wouldn't even know unless they told you. Some people say, oh yeah, I know from a mile away, but I think that's just BS, to be honest with you. Sometimes I don't think like you can really tell. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the situation with him, it was like, how is this, you know, he was never going to guess it. And most importantly, he's from Moldova, a place where this is forbidden, a place that it doesn't happen. So therefore, his education on being able to recognize somebody that is trans is pretty much going to be non-existent for the most part. Let's remember that as well, okay? Which wouldn't surprise me if Nikki purposely targeted men from those areas. Remember, her first partner was from Russia, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if she targeted men around those areas because she knew that those men had less knowledge of what a trans person could look like. You know, they have less knowledge of what signs to even look for. And this is where you could arguably say that she was fully looking to manipulate him the whole goddamn time. So let's go back to it. Am I a normal guy or not? I feel sorry for him that he had to ask himself that question. Because the reason why he's asking himself that question is because, again, he's in that position where he doesn't understand how he has fallen for someone that was biologically a man, and how he didn't see the signs, which is something that he can never, ever blame himself for. He can only blame the person who never told him the truth. Because if she had told him at the very beginning, before they even got intimate, before the emotions even became a thing, at least he would have had a choice whether he wanted to continue in the same direction of going with Nikki or he wanted to go in the opposite direction. He would have had that choice. But the saddest thing about it is the choice was made for him without even knowing. And by the time he found out, it was, I guess for him, too late, because he had already connected with her physically and mentally. And I promise you now, the moment you connect with a man both physically and mentally, that man is in love. Point blank, period.
To do that 2 or 3 years to get my mind back and be normal. Was reading books, was running morning, was meditation. Now I'm more open-minded.
This is so deep, man. This is so deep because his emotions for Nikki was so strong and the trauma that she brought him was so strong that he had to start reading books, educating himself, going for meditation. That is crazy. Imagine that. Imagine going into meditation, going into reading books about someone because they lied to you. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And then in the end, what happened? It brought him back full circle where he got to a point where he was like, I've been unable to meet a woman since then and actually connected her for whatever reason there could be. So much that therefore it brought him back to Nikki. And my biggest problem with him going back to Nikki is that Nikki doesn't deserve him. She feels like she's won. Disgusting. Does not deserve him. And I'm curious though at the same time, how many men has Nikki lied to? How many men has Nikki lied to? How many men has she ruined their mental health? How many men have been suffering because of the fact that Nikki was or maybe still is living stealth? You know, in this world we have the trans community right now really trying to build their community to be accepted more and more and more and more. Well, Nikki's done the trans community no favors whatsoever. You can argue yourself on that one.
Заняло принять это.
Через какое-то время я пересмотрел ее роль в своей жизни. Я стал на нее смотреть как на друга. Скидывать друг другу шутки. Мы стали более плотнее общаться.
I want you to process something here that was said. When he was asked a question about, so, you know, why did you want to go back there? Why bring her back into your life? You know, how long did it take you? And obviously he says a few years. And he said, I considered her role in my life. You know, when my man said I considered her role in my life, in my opinion, what he meant was she's made a big impact in my life and I've been unable to move forward. I've tried so hard. So now I need answers. I need closure. I need something. So therefore, he probably seeked to speak to Nikki again, hoping that his affection for her wouldn't be the same. But obviously in that process, if anything, him and Nikki got talking. Nikki's worked her magic that she did probably the first time, talking to him maybe how she knows he likes it, or how maybe a man likes it, saying certain things, and then boom, bam, he was back in there. I don't feel sorry for him I don't feel sorry for him in terms of going back to Nikki personally. She's man enough to not want to go there again because she's a liar. I'm not saying that he shouldn't go back with Nikki because she's trans. Let's not get that twisted. But I'm saying he shouldn't go back with Nikki because she traumatized him. If he wants to be with someone who's trans, that is fine. But Nikki isn't the one to be with because she's the one that messed you up. If he's going to be with somebody that's trans, be with someone that at least is going to be true with you from the very get-go. Someone's going to be authentic, not someone that's going to be giving you lies. It's as simple as that because the woman's a freaking criminal. Not a criminal based on the fact that I made a video about her actually being a legit criminal. She's a criminal for not telling you the truth. And that's why she doesn't deserve you, ever. You see what I'm saying? So I don't feel sorry for him for going back for going back there. But I do understand why maybe he doesn't have the strength to walk away. Because Nikki obviously knows what strings to pull to lure him back in. You know? This guy was clearly looking for some type of closure. Finally move on. She didn't give him that. She just gave him her again. You know what's so crazy though? One thing that I do want to know is this, is that does he know about her past of being a person that sleeps with men, or I assume men that sleeps with men for money, without me saying exactly what the word is? Because obviously if you saw my video yesterday about her being a criminal, one of her criminal charges is due to the fact that she used to be in that line of work, or maybe still is, I'm not too sure. But I'm curious if he knows about that, to be fair. I do wonder if he knows about that. Because if he did know about it, I wonder if he still would want to be given another chance. It's crazy though, because now she's decided to open up her own OF account as well. Hey, life goes on. But listen, as far as I'm concerned, this whole situation with Nikki is horrible. And I hate the fact that she put this man through a position where he became traumatized so much that he had to do research on just whatever the hell he needed to do research on. And so bad that he even got to a point where he felt like he still needed closure from her. And then within that situation of getting closure, I'm assuming Nikki's then taking advantage of that. And therefore he's reconnected. But actually, let me not say she's taking advantage of it. I think she's obviously then shot her shot because she knew that there was still a lot of vulnerability from him, because why would he reach out if he still didn't feel something? You see what I'm saying? I think that's the problem. He probably reached out to get closure so he doesn't feel anything anymore. But instead, those feelings pop back up. But it's funny, it was last week, Nikki had the audacity and the nerve to complain about how he doesn't want to fully satisfy me anymore. Yeah. Well, with that being said, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below. And we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe.